Shocking new information has come out about the 8-passenger situation revolving Ruby Franke and her business partner Jody Hildebrand, who were arrested last month after Ruby Franke's 12-year-old son escaped their home together and ran to a neighbor begging for food and water, all while he was reported to be emaciated and malnourished.
I think he's been detained. He's obviously covered in wounds.
We now have some more disturbing information, and according to documents obtained by news outlets, police claim that Jody Hildebrand, the so-called counseling therapist, used cayenne pepper and honey paste to dress wounds on Ruby Franke's 2 youngest children, who you guys may remember were taken to the hospital last month after the 2 women were arrested and later charged with 6 counts of felony child abuse. Multiple news outlets were able to obtain 3 new search warrants from that afternoon and the following day that details some of what officers allegedly found when they were searching Jody Hildebrand's home. People were one of the first to report on the search warrant, saying the victim informed officers and medical personnel that the wounds were from the rope that was used to tie the victim to the ground. A statement establishing the grounds for a search warrant read, according to the news outlets, the victim informed officers that Jody put the ropes on their ankles and wrists and that they used cayenne pepper and honey to dress the wounds. Officers seized a number of items from the home, including Scott's tape and saran wrap, as well as notes and journals, 2 bowls with red liquid and a spoon, 2 absorbent dressings, 2 Coban bandages, rope, 2 pairs of handcuffs, and 3 carabiners, according to the warrants. Authorities also located 2 used medical gauze dressings near cayenne pepper and honey paste, the outlets reported. Detectives from the department also seized 3 iPhones and 4 Apple MacBook laptops from the house, as officers sought anything that would have recorded communications between Franke and Hildebrand, including cell phones, computers, tablets, surveillance footage, and other devices, which is a smart move. Now, let's talk about the whole panic room situation. Yes, a panic room. Recently, this clip has been circulating all over Reddit, and this clip was shared on a YouTube channel which contained a police call dispatch recording that appeared to shed light on the circumstances surrounding Ruby's arrest. According to the tape, it seemed that Ruby's son informed the police that one of his siblings was possibly still inside a panic room located at the residence of Jody and Ruby's home.
Hey LT, there's a panic room inside the garage, downstairs underneath the garage. Yeah, he says it's downstairs and it's underneath one of the garages, and he's calling it a safe room. He said something about Fort Knox, so I don't know if it has a Fort Knox door or safe on it, but that's what he's talking about.
10-4, we've got it, but we can't get into it.
My guess is that would be where they're at. He says it's a large room, it's a panic room.
This one says Liberty Safe Company. It's got a big wheel on the front.
I'm at the front door.
On this case that we're working, we have the custodial parent of the child in the ER.
For those who don't know, a panic room is a hidden area in a building where people can go when they are in danger. It's pretty much constructed to provide a safe sanctuary or hiding place for people in the event of a break-in, tornado, home invasion, or anything like that. When you think of a panic room, you think of a small, cold, hidden room, and people think this makes it even more sense if these 2 women had this room so that the son was unable to escape. And they're just finding this whole situation to be even more horrifying after the details about this panic room. Now, apparently this came after authorities were alerted that one of Ruby's kids escaped out of their home eventually, pleading for food and water, and just looked completely unhealthy. When the neighbor noticed that the child appeared to be malnourished and had several wounds, they promptly called the police before another child was discovered in a similar situation. Something else to add on as an update to this whole situation was reportedly Ruby's home back in Springville was covered with duct tape all over her front door. Law and Crime recently reported on this situation, and they said that they took a visit in front of Ruby's home back in Springville, Utah, and that it was covered in duct tape all over their front door.
This week, Law and Crime Network crews traveled to Springville, Utah, where the entire Franke family once lived. Almost immediately, our crews noticed something out of the ordinary at the home, as tape covered the front door, indicating it had been broken down. Kevin Franke's attorney, Randy Kester, says he isn't sure why the family home has a busted up front door.
Somebody broke in?
Well, they broke the door. I don't know if someone broke in.
On a bit more of a positive note, it seems like Jodi Hildebrandt's counseling license has been surrendered as well. As you guys probably know, her office website was still up over the last couple of weeks, allowing patients to schedule appointments on the Connections website, showing that her license was still active. Many clients have come out recently, though, sharing the extreme practices Jodi has forced on them, and this has definitely taken a toll on her licensing status as well.
Just interviewed Jessie Hildebrandt, Jodi's niece, who lived with Jodi.
Yeah.
And Jodi would accuse Jessie of horrific things when she was just like a 15, 16-year-old girl, very innocent, devout Mormon. Jodi would accuse her of abortions and having sex.
Oh, that lady's gonna go to hell.
The former client that we spoke with, his name is Trey Warner, and he says that Jodi Hildebrandt was really good at using shaming tactics to pit husband and wives against each other. And he also says that she was very good at convincing people that they were dangerous for other people to be around.
It started to feel more and more evil. And I finally, in one of the group meetings, I got up and I just said, this is off. There was a man that had successful business that believed that he was a danger to his wife and his family because he did a double take. As a woman, like if he saw a beautiful woman, he would see and he'd look again. This guy got his own apartment and separated from his family because he was a danger.
In some cases, Warner claims husbands were separated from their families for so long, they were considering suicide.
They felt so sick and like such a failure that they just felt like they shouldn't be here anymore.
Utah Division of Professional Licensing said on Tuesday that Jodi Hildebrandt surrendered her license and is placed on limitation to practice. People reported, given the heinous allegations, the agency felt that the surrender of the license was the best course of action to protect the safety of Hildebrandt's patients and clients. Margaret Buss, the executive director of the Utah Department of Commerce, said in a statement to the media on Tuesday. Sherry, one of the older daughters of Ruby, was also recently seen out with her attorney to attend the custody hearing for Sherry's siblings. Kevin was also seen there, and this was supposedly a child welfare hearing, but I definitely want to know what you guys think about the situation and the updates thus far. Let me know in the comments down below. I love you guys so much, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.